So we will go through the whole details of, a lot of the features of what the system and a home security system can do. But jumping back, remember that. Your price. You want to make your price really low and your value super high. So there is no real graph, but I'm pretty sure you understand what I mean. The more things that they're like, oh wow, that's cool, or oh yeah, I can see ourselves using that. We talked about this. That sounds awesome. That starts building value. And when your value outweighs your price, you got yourself a sale. One thing I want to touch on is a lot of sales reps, and I know, believe me, myself starting off, everyone who starts off, obviously they have, I want to close a sale, I want to get a sale so I can make money. If you, and even throughout your career in sales, if you think about the money you're going to make from sales, you won't get as many sales as you would if you thought about your actual customer taking care of them. If you focus on how can I take care of this customer, perhaps this customer is not somebody who I can even help because, he has, just a tool set and a couch he bought off Craigslist for $20 and he doesn't care about his house. So I'm wasting my time, trying to sell somebody who can't be sold. You know what? I feel great knowing that this is somebody that, can't really benefit from what I have to offer because he doesn't quite want it. So why would I waste my time with this person when I can go and talk to somebody who, could perhaps benefit from what I have to offer? The truth of the reality is not everybody can benefit from what you have to offer. Anyone can benefit, I shouldn't say not benefit, but not everybody, really has the need for what you have to offer. But being that it's home security, people that own their homes, 90x% of them can. So it's a really high percentage of people that can benefit from what you have to offer. Okay, so that's the importance as well of not only picking a door-to-door job because it pays well, it's what type of industry in door-to-door, what type of product should I be selling? And I'm the type of guy who used to jump around from job to job to job to job. My dad was like, please just stick with one job, work within a company. I actually worked for the government back home, and I was getting paid $28 an hour. To me, that was not something that I wanted to do because no matter how many hours I put in, I would never at the end of the year hit the goal. I wanted to hit a six-figure income, and a certain six-figure income. No matter how many hours I put in, I was able to get from the company, I would never have hit my goal. So sure, it sounds awesome, like $28 an hour I'm getting paid, for a lot of people. But to me, for what I wanted to create and for what I knew I was worth and for what I knew I could do, it made no sense for me not to. And people would say, you went from a government job getting paid $28 an hour, and then I also I was also an accountant doing another job too, not an accountant, but in an accounts payable department, doing another job, and I was making great money in order to hit my goal, but I was wearing myself out. I always thought, how can I work less, make more? And that's what this job is all about. It's about working less, making more. It's not working very little, working like none at all. It's working less, meaning you're not going to be having to put in 72, 80 hours, a week. Although you could and obviously increase your potential, but you don't want to burn yourself out. You want to take this as a year-round job and still get, your comma on your check is what we like to say. If you're making, a comma on your check, which means $1,000 or more, that's a great paying job these days, and that's weekly. Yeah. And that's what your goal should be every single week.
That's what I was making in the last 3 years, man.
Absolutely. And you don't deserve any less.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's why I know from the interview, you mentioned that, and that's why you're here today. So you really want it. Honestly, we have the tools and resources to make you or anybody succeed here. It's just, is this person willing to get out there and make it happen? Okay, so that's the importance of understanding that door-to-door sales of home security systems is something that's very, very important to do if that's what you want to do. So any questions up until now? No? Okay, I want to get into the first part of the actual business, the first part of doing door-to-door sales, and that is always the opener, okay? The opener. What exactly is the opener? It's basically not necessarily the first thing you say when they open the door, but how you're being judged when they open the door, okay? There's a difference because normally people open, the average salesperson, average to below average salesperson, when they knock on the door and somebody answers the door, they sound scripted. That is what you want to eliminate. You do not ever want to sound scripted. Will you close sales? Will you still make sales? Absolutely, because there's a demand for your product. However, that's not what you want to do, because remember, our goal here is to get you closing more sales in talking to less people. So that you talk to less people, it means if you double it, you're going to get yet another sale. Double that, you're going to get yet another sale. That's how you close, your 10 to 15 sales in a week, is by learning how to actually close more people and less people you talk to. Okay, so your opener, you definitely want to present yourself in a non-salesperson way. Throughout your sale, very little people out there right now want to talk to a salesperson. Many times I know when I call even a phone, I call a phone company or whatever company it is, press 1 to talk to sales. Oh, how many of you actually went, I don't even want to push 1 because I don't want to talk to a dang sales guy who's going to try and sell me. That's the same thing at a door. Imagine knocking on a door. This is what the average person does. Hi, my name is Paul, and I'm here with Elite Security Services, and we're out doing this, this, and this. And now the reason why we're out doing this is because we're going to be blah, 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 blah. And it's like, oh, okay, great. Now there's a salesperson at my door. I'm going to be nice. Now, here's what the majority of people who either have never done door-to-door sales or have not want to do door-to-door sales believe. They normally believe that you're going to get probably 1 in every 100 person is going to be nice to you. The majority of people hate door-to-door people, and they're going to be like rude to you. The truth of the matter is, being how long I've done door-to-door sales, it's the exact opposite. The majority of people will be super nice. I'm talking 99% will be super nice to you, which is a good thing, but it's also not a great thing. The reason why is because salespeople, average salespeople, don't realize people just listening to you, and looking away and stuff like that. They're being nice to you just so you can speak and then finally say, you know what, I appreciate your time, thank you very much. And they close the door on you. So the majority, first of all, getting a fixed belief that everyone's going to be rude to you, everyone hates you at the door, that's not true. I'll be the first guy to say that with one of the most experienced people in the industry, to tell you that, no, that is not true. That is not true. People will actually listen to and want to hear what you're saying, but they'll just kind of hear you and then kind of just say, you know what, not interested. So take that as a positive thing and say, you know what, at least these people are willing to listen to me. Now, once I learn how to grab their attention and show them exactly what it is that I have to offer, I'm going to be able to close more sales. So your first goal is your actual opener. How do I take somebody from, just listening to me or telling me not interested to, you know what, let me hear more of what you have to say. So that's the goal. And the number one thing that kills an opener, and I'll say again, the number one thing that kills an opener is sounding like a salesperson at that door. You never want to sound like a salesperson, present yourself as a salesperson, or act like a typical salesperson. Because that typical car sales industry is, they're sharks just like waiting like this. You're parking your car, right? And they're literally like, oh yeah, salivating. And I'm not saying every salesperson, in the car sales, but the majority that I've been to that are on commissions, it's basically like, yes. And then right away they come out, hi, how's it going? My name is, I hate that. Me personally, believe me, I understand that salespeople are salespeople and they want to make their commission. But if I'm going out there to look for a car, come by, say hi, be calm, and if I have questions, I'll ask you. Ask me if I have questions. But you never want to force people. You never want to push. Instead, you want to guide them. This is what I always say. You just want to kind of guide them to your solution, to your final destination. This will be your finish, and this will be your start. Okay? You want to guide them into your actual sale. Guiding them is different than pushing them. If somebody's like, yeah, I don't really want this, but here, understand me, you can get broken into tomorrow, and what are you going to do then? What if somebody stole your gun and you couldn't did it? That's not a way to sell, I promise you. In the beginning, don't think of it too much, because you're going to be like, okay, Paul taught me this, and this, so I'm going to not sound like that. You're going to get confused. You will. But in the beginning, I want you to just kind of do whatever it is, because your whole goal is to get comfortable at the doors. Okay? Once you get comfortable at the doors, we're going to get you better at, how to present your opener, how to transition into the house to show them your product, how to give a great demonstration, how to transition into paperwork, get it scheduled, and get paid every single week. So we'll get through that process, but in the beginning, just get comfortable. That's it. Your goal, number one goal, your first week should be, I want to get super comfortable at the doors, at first. That's it. Because if you think that and have that on your mind, I promise you your first week you'll already close your sales. And you'll be super happy with how much you get paid your first week. And then after you understand that that's your first week what you made, imagine if now after I gain my experience and I gain, you know, the knowledge, how I can double that and triple that and quadruple that. And how I can grow into different position and, you know, help other people to where I was when, you know, that person started. Because I was sitting in your chair exactly when I started. You know, now I've been doing it for close to 9 years. You know, this strictly just door-to-door sales of home security. You know, about 6 months before that, I did another type of door-to-door sales job. But then I also, like I said, started working for the government before then. But I jumped into door-to-door sales because it made sense and found the opportunity. And because I actually took that leap forward, it created, you know, and put me in a better place because I've decided to get through the hardest of times. And because I've got through the hardest of times doing this, and I've really learned it and put it all together, you know, I've even written an ebook on everything about door-to-door sales. And which I'm still, you know, bettering it and before I actually publish it and stuff. But, you know, I'm actually, that I've went through it all, I now am able to take it and actually show, because I think I'm a pretty good teacher. I really do. I believe I'm a very good teacher at teaching what I went through for certain things that I went through in my life. And I know there's a lot of people out there who really want to learn it. And that's what I'm looking for ever since, you know, the interviews. You know, all the interviews that I do, I really find people that really want it. And people that really want it and really want to become successful at this job or anything that I've done become successful at, I'm willing to teach those people. So, your start to your finish, remember that's what you want to do. You want to guide them down the path. Like, oh, did you know if, you know, heaven forbid, somebody were to actually come into your house when you're away from your home, that, you know, you'd get a phone call, you know, directly from your monitoring station, and a local police officer would actually show up to your house. And now you're like, they're like, oh, okay. You let them see the benefit of it instead of saying, you know what, somebody can break into your house tomorrow, and what's going to happen now? You know, what are you going to do? Honestly, let's be honest. What are you going to do? You know, people who are like forceful, it's not a way to sell, especially security door to door. I promise you, your sales won't be anywhere near you would if you just learn how to guide them in the right direction. Okay? Does all that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I'm going to go over in general the different types of how a sale kind of looks like. After your opener, okay, your opener, they're going to be looking for, you know, the way you present yourself, the way your stance is. You know, are you smiling? Are they able to trust you? Are they able to like you? You know, those are all going to come in your opener. You know, they want to know what it is you're doing and why. When they open a door, you have their interest. Believe it or not, 99.999% of the people, you have their interest right away. Why? Let's just say I'm in my house and you know, I'm cooking some steaks, or you know, I'm barbecuing outside some chicken or whatever it is. I'm barbecuing and all of a sudden the doorbell rings. I'm interested. I'm curious, you know, who's at my door? Is it my brother? Is it my sister? Is it my father? Is it my mom? Is it my, you know, who is that? Is it my friend? You know, who's at my door? I wasn't expecting anybody. So now they're not interested in an alarm. They're not interested in a sale. They're not interested in any of that. They're interested in what it is or who, is at the actual door, right? So you already have the upper hand by them being interested to listen to you or to find out who you are. So you open the door, and then now you can present yourself in a certain way, you know, and you're able to communicate. So they want to know, as they're like, what is this person doing? Who is he, and what is he doing? Okay, so that's your whole goal in the opener, which I'll get into the details tomorrow about. But that's the number one thing you want to learn to incorporate. So what it is, who you are, and you know what it is you're doing, and why. Why as well you're doing what you're doing. Okay, that's going to be in the opener. Once you get past those 3 steps, they understand, you know, who you are, what you're doing, and why. That's going to be your opener. You're going to transition into them listening to you. So you being able to show them, you know, how they can benefit from what you have to offer, and that we're going to get into tomorrow as well. But you know, bless you. We're going to get into tomorrow, but it's going to be the transition into, you know, now that you understand who I am, you trust me, you're liking me, you're talking to me, you're listening to me, I'm going to get you interested, you know, in what my product can do for you. Okay. So that's very important that you really understand those steps. So now that I kind of went through that, I want to kind of just touch into an opener of what I would kind of do, you know, for an opener. You know, somebody, if I knock on the door, think of different scenarios inside the house of what could be happening. 1, like I kind of said, the homeowner could be barbecuing, the homeowner could be, perhaps, a spouse, wife, and kids are about to watch a movie, or they're watching a movie and the doorbell rings. They're having a family get together, a friends and family, and all of a sudden the doorbell rings. It's not the homeowner that answers the door. Many different scenarios can happen at the door, when you ring it. So if you do get that one person who's like, dude, seriously, 5 people just rang my doorbell, which you'll very rarely get, but what do you want? Understand that, they're in certain circumstances or certain situations that, perhaps now's not the best time. I know so many people who, and myself too, who I've said, oh, is it really a bad time? Yeah, it really is. Okay, would you like me to stop by? Honestly, yeah, I really would. Do you mind stopping by tomorrow? Do you mind stopping by a little bit later? Perfect. What time would be best for you? Come back in an hour. Thank you very much. And I've gone back and actually sold that person because they respect that you respected their time. So, that's something that definitely is out there as well. And, we're doing security. You know what? We thought of security, honestly. You mind stopping back by tomorrow, around 8 to 9? How about I get your number really quick just in case I can't make it? Yeah, absolutely. It's 623. You'd be surprised. A lot of people will just give you their number because they really do want you there, but it's not the right time for them. Okay? So it's very important to understand those things. Now, opener, somebody answers the door. You don't want to sound scripted. You actually want to, present yourself. Hi, I'm Paul Shakuri, and hi, my name is Paul, and I'm actually here with Elite Security. Did one of our guys get a chance to talk to you really quick yesterday? Because we had guys out here yesterday. Sorry, what? Who? Oh, one of our guys actually were stopping by. I'm sure you've seen our trucks up and down the streets because we're doing a lot of work in a lot of neighborhoods. Normally, the neighborhoods you guys go to are the neighborhoods they worked, the day before. So there's a lot of our technician trucks are out there, and you're able to communicate. Or perhaps one of our flyers. A lot of openers like, hey, my name is Paul. I just want to make sure you got our flyer on the door. Did you get one of those door hangers, the octagons? It's like, what? No, what? Sorry, which one? That company? It's like, yeah, absolutely. Did you get that? Did you know what that was for? Not really. Was it for the security? Kind of. Let me explain to you really quick what basically happened. And you can actually talk. Some sort of way to communicate with them. And you'll see, you don't want to get in the opener, you don't want to get them interested necessarily in just security. You want to get them interested in you and what you have to say. So get them listening, because they say you have about 7 seconds to actually really gain their interest. I never thought of that from day one up until now. I never really think how much time I have. I can really see how much time I have by me just talking to them. I talk to a customer, I talk to a homeowner, and they're like, oh, okay, what is it you have to offer? So it's like, I know that I have this person's interest. Okay, so it's very important that you understand that. So reading your customer, identifying who they are, and mirroring and shadowing who they are is very important. Because if a sweet old lady comes out, yes, can I help you? And you're like, yo, what's up? How's it going? My name is, not really going to work out. Whereas, opposed to some guy tatted up and, he has a big jacked up truck and, yo, what's up, man? How's it going? Hi, how are you doing? My name is Paul. You're not going to want to sound like that. So mirroring your customers, very important. Yeah. Very important. It helps, them actually listening to you, talking to you, and trusting you, talking to you to want to do business with you. So very, very, very important. Remember that too. Okay. So that's basically the opener. I kind of want to end it today just on the opener, just so you get because I want you to absorb. Tomorrow we're going to get into the details of the actual inside the house, transitioning into the house, and then the actual equipment inside the house. Okay, so I'll actually show you the product. I'll actually get you to understand what works with what. Cool?
For sure.
All right, brother.
Hey, you wouldn't happen to have the money for that CD, do you?
Yeah, yes.
So let's try first.
No, you're fine. Let me grab my keys. It's in my car.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it is.
It's in the car.